So, like I just did that other dumb, stupid video, we're going to do another dumb, stupid video. And that is, what armies would the characters from Ed, Edd n Eddy use? And I mean Warhammer armies. So, yeah, if you haven't guessed already from the previous video and this one that these are not meant to be taken seriously. This is just me injecting some levity into the grim, dark universe. I'm sure we can all appreciate that because our real life is a grim, dark universe. Anyway, so let's get started. So, which of the Eds would it? Let's start with Ed. Let's start with Ed, big old monobrow himself. So, what army or armies would he field in Warhammer and fantasy, like 40k and fantasy? So, I think, and this is going to sound funny, you may think orc or something else, but honestly, I think Ed's going to be fielding Imperial Knights. And what I mean, and not just Imperial Knights, I think he would employ Chaos Knights, because Ed would just look at giant robot with skulls on it and just be like, yeah, I like. So, yeah, Ed would just have a Chaos Knight army. I think that would be the case, although I do see him like Orcs would also be a fun one, or Norska, because Lothor. I also think having a Chaos Knight army is just kind of in Ed's repertoire, because again, it's just more about stomp the shit out of your enemies. Speaking of stomp, for fantasy, Sons of Behemoth. Like he would Ed would absolutely look at the Sons of Behemoth and just be like, oh, they are like me, Double D. I must play them. Also, real quick, these models, Ed would go. I think as much as we give, as much as we say Ed is a big dumb moron who's destructive in every way, and this is true, I do believe, honestly, Ed would actually take time painting figures like that, and also that just be kind of inclined with just kind of the idiot savant that is his character. Like there would be a great moment where you could see Ed like at his desk and just kind of carefully painting a figure, meticulously just painting all the edges. He'd also be reading all the codexes and learning math, which I think Double D would also appreciate with these Warhammer armies. But also like, Ed, by Jove, you're learning math. Am I? Oh, I am smart now. Yeah, I just feel like that's what's going to happen. So Chaos Knights and Sons of Behemoth for Ed. Let's talk about Double D. Double D, I'd say Necrons. I think he would there's a chance he'd have a Mechanicus army, but I think the Necrons give him a little more to play with, and also I think he would like the aesthetic, and I think also, since you only really need silver and green and black for these armies, I've seen Double D's artistic work. It ain't great. So I think 3 simple colors, black, silver, green, for his figures would be good enough. I also think he would enjoy the aesthetics of them, and they'd really there's a lot of hardcore details and slow methodical work you got to do as a Necron army. So I feel like Double D would go for them. Fantasy wise, I would say, see, that's kind of tough. I would say probably either Dwarfs or Empires of Man. Kind of leaning towards Empires of Man, Empires of Man, or the Empire of, Empire of Man. Anyway, so Eddy. Oh boy, Eddy. Let's just do fantasy first. It's Skaven. Like, Eddy would just look at the Skaven and just be like, oh, these are my people. Little rat backstabbing assholes who want to hurt people and take money. I'm in. Yeah, I do think Eddy would probably get Double D or Ed to pay. I think actually that would be their scam. Get everyone interested in, first they'd acquire a 3D printer and then start talking about how cool Warhammer is in the cul-de-sac, and then be the only people with 3D printers while Ed would meticulously paint the figures and then they would deliver them. Tell me that's not what they wouldn't do. Like, yeah. Now, so fantasy would be Skaven. Warhammer, I feel like Eddy would probably go for. I really do feel like he would possibly go for, and I think also like how it works. We would work from Emperor's Children. I think Eddy would probably look at, and also those guys kind of work in his favor of like, deceit and getting the next high. So Eddy would probably field an Emperor's Children army. So let's talk about the rest of the cul-de-sac family. Johnny in fantasy would be fielding Wood Elves and probably making them all paint them horribly. The Wood Elves would probably be his army. For 40k, I would say if only they had an army. If only they had an army, I'd say Eldar Exodites, which I'm still shocked to this day we don't have an Eldar Exodite army. So I would actually say Harlequins. I think he would have, like, Johnny would field Harlequins. It just kind of fits for him, just that kind of chaotic nature. So there's Johnny. Kevin would definitely dig. Kevin would be a basic bitch and go Ultramarines. Like, yeah, he would go Ultramarines. For fantasy, though, I feel like Kevin would go for Empire of Man, or it'd be Empire. For Rolf, I feel like he would dig the Lizard Men. I think he would find a kinship with the Lizard Men. He's like, they are so primitive. I love them. I also do think for 40k it would probably be Leagues of Votann. I'll say that. For Jimmy would be Eldar. Jimmy just strikes me as an Eldar fan, not Dark Eldar, just Eldar fan in general. But his army would just suck. Like, he would have no proper build for it and just be like, I just want to paint the figures, my figures. For fantasy, it would probably be High Elves. Also, like, I just want to paint the figures and look at them all the elven gloriously. I wish I was an elf. Sarah would be World Eaters. Like, I'm not even I think, yeah, she would just immediately go full World Eaters on that one. For fantasy, I would say for Sarah, the one that kind of speaks to me on like which one Sarah would pick is probably if it was Age of Sigmar, Daughters of Cain. But probably like for fantasy, it would probably be Norska. Yeah, Warriors of Chaos. Yeah, Naz would be interesting. I feel like Naz would in 40k. She would probably be. I feel like Naz would probably go for. She would probably be feeling like salamanders, because I think she would look at them and go, oh, these guys are pretty chill. So she'd probably field a salamanders army. Fantasy would be interesting, because I feel like she would probably also field a lizardmen army. Or I would dare say that she'd also have a probably another elf army. Rolf? Did I say? Yeah, I already said Rolf would be, Leagues of Votann and Lizardmen. I'm sorry, I literally forgot about that. For others, feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh yeah, the Canker Sisters. Who would they field? I think across the board they would all be Dark Eldar and Dark Elves. Like Dark Eldar, Daughters of Cain, Dark Elves. Just for all three, it would be just Dark Elves across. It would just be Dark Eldar / Elves / Daughters of Cain across the board, because they would just be like, yeah, we like the aesthetic, ain't it romantic? And also the whole hit you hard and hit you till you stop moving is definitely going to be playing an aspect in that role. So yeah, once again, I have finished another dumb, stupid video. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like? What armies do you think the characters from Ed, and Eddy would field? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.